Get ready for an exciting and delicious dish of seared duck breast and dried cherry sauce made by my mentor, my inspiration, my father. Please welcome Phil the Chef.
Thanks, Matt the Butcher. This is Phil the Chef, and let's get cooking. Individual duck breasts are not typically widely available in most supermarkets, so online vendors are the way to go. These are some of the best on the market today. The rest of these ingredients will be used for the sauce, starting with port wine, dried pitted cherries, some dried cranberries for extra tartness and a deeper color, shallots, and fresh garden thyme. Our first accompaniment will be grilled broccolini, marinated with olive oil, fresh squeezed orange juice, chopped garlic, Dijon-style mustard, and some ground salt and pepper. The second accompaniment will be a millet pilaf, featuring sliced almonds and raisins, along with fresh rosemary and a flavorful chicken stock. Since the millet takes the longest time to cook, we'll start there. Speaking of taking a long time to prepare, Matt, did I ever tell you about...
Oh, Dad, I'd love to hear it, but let's just focus on cooking the millet for now.
Okay, of course, yeah. Back to the millet. You want to start with a warm, dry pan over medium heat. Then you'll add the millet to that. Stir the millet regularly and definitely keep an eye on it. No wandering off during this step. Soon, you'll be rewarded with a toasted, nutty aroma. Keep stirring for about 4 or 5 minutes until fully aromatic, but with just the slightest hint of browning. Add the chicken broth and a bit of sea salt. Stir again and cover. Reduce to low heat and simmer for 30 minutes. When selecting broccolini, always look for fresh, clean ends and avoid those that are dry, cracked, or brown. We're going to shorten these up a bit so they're consistent in length and fit better on the plate. Steam them for about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how soft or crunchy you like your broccolini. Now for the marinade. We'll begin with olive oil, fresh squeezed juice from half an orange, chopped garlic, Dijon-style mustard, freshly ground black pepper, and sea salt. Whip it all together. Test your broccolini to see if it's as tender as you want it to be. Then transfer it while it's still hot to the marinade. The steaming of the broccolini opens up its pores, allowing the marinade to penetrate more deeply into it. Matt, remember the story about the first time that I tried?
Nope. Just stay focused on the meal, Dad.
All right, whatever you say, boss. So, moving on, when the broccolini has as much char on it as you like, transfer it to a plate, wrap it loosely with foil, and hold in a warm oven. Now it's time to finish up the millet pilaf. Add some olive oil to a pan over medium heat. When the olive oil becomes aromatic, add the sliced almonds and stir. The goal is to lightly brown them. As with the millet, this is not a step that you can walk away from, for the almonds will burn very quickly if you don't watch over them. Once most of them have picked up a light coloring and the smell of toasted almonds is coming through, add in your shallots. Then add the port-soaked raisins and give everything a stir. Fresh chopped rosemary. Keep stirring in the pan until the liquid is gone. Then add it all to the finished millet. Finish it up by adding some fresh chopped parsley and then blend it all together. And this is a good time to adjust your seasonings. Cover and set aside off heat. Rinse and pat dry the duck breasts with a paper towel. Now you'll want to score the duck skin to render out as much fat as possible. Slice through the skin down to the meat, but not into the meat. A crosshatch pattern like this will render out far more fat than simply cutting straight lines. And a razor-sharp knife is essential for this step. Which reminds me of a story.
Love to hear the stories, but we're almost done with the demo.
All right, okay. Jeez, tough crowd here. Work some salt and pepper into the crosscuts. Move to the stove. Put some olive oil in a cold pan. And lay the breasts skin side down in the oil. A little more salt and pepper. Turn the burner under the pan up to medium and slowly allow it to come up to heat. Check it at about 5 minutes, and when it arrives at a nice golden brown stage, turn both breasts over. Finish them over low heat and draw off 2 tablespoons of drippings to start the sauce. Add the shallots and sweat for about a minute, keeping a good eye on them. Add the rich duck stock, dried cherries, some dried cranberries, And then add the sprig of thyme while there's still plenty of liquid, honey, Dijon-style mustard, and a bit of orange marmalade. These last three ingredients will all help to achieve a syrupy consistency. You'll know it's ready when the liquid is reduced and it lightly coats the back of a spoon. Plating arrangements are always a personal choice, and I have chosen to set it up like this. Millet first, grilled broccolini next, then the supporting actor, and finally, the star of the show. Note the little gap in the center, which is easily filled in with a simple garnish of diced orange segments and chopped parsley, adding freshness, color, and eye appeal to the finished plate. Wow, this looks incredible. Can't wait to dive in. Hey Matt, you going to join me for lunch?
Yeah, let me grab my plate. You can tell me all those stories while we eat.
Oh, no. I'm eating now. That ship has sailed.
Seriously? Wait a minute. Dad, where is my plate?
I gave it to the cameraman.
But I was the cameraman.
I don't know who I gave it to, but there's a sandwich in there for you. It's in the fridge.
A sandwich? Oh, man. Okay, fine. Where is it in the fridge?
Well, the ingredients for a sandwich are in the fridge. You're going to have to make it yourself.
This is unbelievable.